Okay, so welcome to our introduction to essential oils with Young Living. My name is Sonya Swan, and I have been with Young Living about 9 years. How many of you all have been with Young Living for less than a year? Okay, good. You can raise your hands high. That's okay. All right, wonderful. Well, this is just an introduction to how to use essential oils. So we're very excited to have you here today. And as you all know, and those of you who will be watching via video will know, we are filming this so that others can get a good idea of how to do a compliant introductory class to essential oils. We've been under some new guidelines lately, so the FDA has been watching Young Living and what we do. And up until now, we've had a little bit more freedom to discuss essential oils and more in depth about what they do. So if you hear me, see me put my hand over my mouth or see me stomp a little bit, it's because I'm thinking of something I want to tell you that I can't. So we will continue with this journey and introduce you to these amazing essential oils. So I was introduced to essential oils by my sister Evangeline Reed. Evangeline lives in Houston, Texas, and she called me up one day and she said, "Oh my gosh, I just went to this amazing class called The Oils of Ancient Scripture, and these oils do blah, 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 blah." And she was so excited, right? And so I was cautiously optimistic because I had had Lyme disease many years ago, and I'd gotten better naturally by studying nutrition and that type of thing. However, I was a bit skeptical about natural health care products because I'd seen some that were very effective and I'd seen some that really weren't effective whatsoever. And so I didn't want myself or anybody that I knew to be wasting money on something that wasn't going to do them any benefit. So my sister began using them, and her husband is a triple board certified podiatrist and a surgeon, and he began using them, and the results that they were getting were pretty phenomenal. So I began to use them too and noticed immediate, I already thought I had good optimal health at that time, but my body had such an amazing reaction to oils that now I was walking on clouds. It was really quite amazing. So these are my 4 girls. I'm a single homeschooling mom, and these girls are 14, 13, 11, and 7. And this is us at Young Living Convention. You can't see that slide very well, but they were all dressed up in their frou-frou clothes, and all of them are oilers. As a matter of fact, the 14-year-old now hosts classes. She loves to hold classes for kids on essential oils, so that's really fun. So as you use essential oils, and if you are a family person and you have children, you will notice that your children pick up how to use essential oils very, very quickly. And it's a whole new lifestyle, right, for children growing up a natural way. And learning how to support their health optimally before we ever do go down the road of being sick, we can support our health in the optimal direction. So Young Living is a 20-year-old essential oil company. It's got over 420 products, and we keep adding products all of the time. They are the largest privately held lavender farm in the world. Okay, so they have over 10 farms on 4 different continents. And they started from just a little half-acre plot of ground, right, for distilling essential oils. Now, I love this picture because it depicts Young Living's global impact. So Gary is pretty passionate about our farms, and it remains instrumental in overseeing many of our global farms, where he directs the growth of the harvest and the distillation process with these high-quality essential oils. So it's amazing to see that even with so much growth around the world, Young Living remains dedicated to that powerful mission about growing essential oils naturally. So as a young man, Gary suffered an injury that nearly cost him his life. And after his recovery, he made it his personal mission to discover ways to help people follow a natural path. Gary traveled the world studying the principles of herbology and naturopathy, and all of his experiences, he was most impressed with the powerful properties of pure essential oils that are found in plant life. So Gary and Mary have been this instrumental couple, right? They have led the essential oil industry and the essential oil world to the highest quality distilled essential oils really in the world. There really is no one else doing what Young Living is doing. All right, so what are these essential oils? If you've never heard of essential oils before, you may think oil. Boy, that sounds kind of weird. Is that like, cooking oil or gas oil or that type of thing? And essential oils are very different. Essential oils are actually the smell of the plant. So when you crush a leaf, right, or you crush a plant, a lot of times you can smell that peppermint or that lavender or whatever it is. And so we can actually distill down the smell of a plant and through a special distillation process, and we can use that for our own benefit. Now sometimes the essential oils are distilled from roots or bark or other parts of the plant as well. Young Living has the only proprietary seed distill process. So when we distill these amazing little substances, we make sure that we control everything from the seed the ground is planted in, right? That it has had no chemicals, nothing sprayed on it, that it's all organic, virgin farmland. And then we make sure the kind of seed that we plant in the ground, because different genres of seed, right? If it's Lavandula augustifolia, that's going to produce a certain essential oil, whereas it's a different lavender plant or hybrid of a lavender plant, it's going to produce something else. So we control the seed, we control the distillation process, which is really important, because there are other people distilling essential oils all around the world, but Gary is one of the very few people who has done the background testing on these oils, right? So he has tested how long it takes to distill an oil to get all of the beneficial constituents out of that oil. He'll test it at 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours out of the distillery. So the time, temperature, and pressure are very important in how essential oils are distilled so that we can get the most benefit out of them. So we actually do 8 different tests after they're distilled just to make sure that we have the highest quality oil we can possibly have. And if we don't use that batch of oil. So we call this seed to seal. So seed to seal is not just a slogan for Young Living, it's really our calling. We feel like we are called to produce the highest quality oil in the world, and we continue to do so. We'll be going over about 11 oils that are the most commonly used oils for hundreds of thousands of people, which is in this little kit that we're going to go over here tonight. And I have to give you this required disclaimer. So these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This information is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition, right? Now, I do have to tell you, on the other hand, that most essential oils are the FDA has recognized them as safe. So we call that generally recognized as safe, or GRAS. Okay, and if you can find that on the FDA website, you can look for GRAS essential oils. So these aren't approved or disapproved by the FDA, but they are generally recognized as safe. So how are we going to use these today as we pass these around? We're going to do a couple of things. One of the things that we can do is diffuse them. So if you see this little diffuser right here, this diffuser is diffusing essential oils and water into the air. So diffusing them is certainly one of the ways that we can use essential oils. Then you can breathe them in, and if it's in the wintertime, you also get to humidify your house, right? One of the other ways you can use it is through direct inhalation. So if it's an aromatic oil, so I'll take a little bit of lavender, which is an aromatic oil, and put it on my hand. So you can actually just take a little bit of the essential oil as we pass it around and just breathe it in, right? Just directly from your hands. Cover your nose and mouth and inhale deeply. And if it's aromatic topical, you can also just rub it right on your skin, okay? So that's a lovely way. I like to wear a lot of them as perfumes. I'll put them behind my ear, that type of thing, and or put them on my chest as well. So you can actually directly apply it as well. But for aromatically, diffusing, direct inhalation, you can put them in a humidifier, but some of them do have the effect of kind of melting plastic. So you do want to make sure that you have a really strong plastic in your humidifier. And you can also use steam. So one of the ways that I like to use essential oils sometimes is to take a hot cup of water, or not in the summertime of course, but take a hot cup of water or a bowl of water and take a big towel and tent myself with the smell of that essential oil underneath the towel. So we call that tenting, if you ever hear that term. As a topical application, you can do direct. You can actually use these in massage, and we have quite a few. Are there any massage therapists in here tonight? One right here, okay, and a couple over here. So you can use them in massage, which is really wonderful. There's a technique called the raindrop technique, which can be done dripping 8 different oils up and down the spine and on the feet, and it's a pretty relaxing and rejuvenating massage. You can use them as perfume and cologne, and with bath salts or Epsom salts. So if you're going to do a bath salt or Epsom salt, what you'll want to do with your essential oil is you'll want to take it and put it in with the Epsom salts first and then sprinkle them in the bathtub. Okay, this helps them emulsify throughout the water. And then some of these are for internal use. So those oils that are dietary, you can actually put them in a little empty capsule. You know the capsules you get that your herbs are in. You can open them up and stick a few essential oils in there and close it up. You can put it in water or rice milk. You can even stick it on a piece of bread if you wanted, if somebody was having a hard time taking it another way or couldn't take a capsule. You can use them in cooking. You can put a little bit in some honey, and you can also just directly put it right in your mouth, right? Sometimes it's not the best taste, but you can do that if you really want to. Okay, our cautions. So if any essential oil while we're working today is uncomfortable, then you can come and get a little bit of a fatty oil, like an olive oil, or Young Living makes an oil called V6. It's a blend of 6 different vegetable oils. And you'll want to put that on top of the essential oil that's feeling uncomfortable. So let's say you got some in your eye, or maybe someplace else that's just feeling a little hot. So just put that V6 oil on top of that, and it will help lift the discomfort. Do not put in your eyes or your ears, right? You would think these are just basic things, right? But you got to say it, don't we, right? Yes. Yes, you do. Because common sense is what? The least common thing around, right? Yes. That is why we make an oil called common sense, right? Okay, citrus oils are photosensitive. So if you, most of the citrus oils are dietary, so this would not be a concern. But should you get some citrus oil on your skin, or should somebody choose to use it that way, you would not want to go right out in the sun and sunbathe, okay? Because they're photosensitive, so it might cause your skin to be more sensitive to the sun. It will not do that internally, by the way. So why smells matter? And this is something that really fascinated me when I first started working with oils, because I didn't understand why smells really mattered, how a smell could benefit me in any way. But the sense of smell is tied directly to the olfactory bulb, which is part of the limbic region of your brain. And the limbic region of your brain, I just took this definition today, supports a variety of functions, including epinephrine flow, emotion, behavior, motivation, long-term memory, and olfaction. So your emotional life is largely housed in your limbic region of your brain. It controls neurotransmitters and hormones, this limbic region of your brain. So even by inhaling essential oil, it goes directly to that limbic region of the brain. What it does, who knows, right? But it does go directly to that limbic region, which is wired backwards from all the rest of your senses, which is pretty fascinating. All right, so we're going to go over some of these essential oils one by one and do the most popular essential oils. This, I think peppermint and lavender are probably the most popular oils on the planet. Peppermint has a very potent smell. So as you open the bottle, you're going to get the smell just coming right out of the bottle and go, whoa, that's pretty strong, right? So you can take a little drop of this. I used to be able to talk about more options for this. I'm only allowed to talk about dietary options now. So that means we're going to talk about swallowing this or putting it in some water. And that's the way that that I'm allowed to talk about peppermint oil. It's very energizing. It supports a healthy digestion. It may support performance during exercise. And it is a key ingredient in another blend called Digize, and this blend called Deep Relief, which this one is a roll-on, okay? So this one would be a roll-on topical, and this one you could put in your water or juice or something. Now, a lot of people love to just take a drop of peppermint, and I'm not going to use it in this glass because it's plastic, and you'll find out a little bit about that in a few minutes. But a lot of times I'll just take a drop of peppermint and drop it right in my water. If you got a glass from the Inspired Grounds today that looks plastic, you actually can use this in your water today, because those are special glasses that do not dissolve with essential oils. And they're actually environmentally friendly, so they're not made out of plastic, they're made out of corn, I think, okay? So there you go. So we're going to pass this around, and of course 1 drop of peppermint equals about 26 cups of peppermint tea. So sometimes you just need a tiny bit. Sometimes you can take a little drop, and if you're feeling pretty brave. Now I'm not sure I can put this whole drop in my mouth, right? But if you do, you will notice it's very refreshing. And you might even notice that your whole sinus cavity feels quite supported, right? That all of a sudden, everything seems to open up, upwards and downwards and all over, right? All right, so we're going to pass this around. If you want to be brave and put a drop and put it on your tongue, you're welcome to. If you have some water and you want to do that. But we're just going to pass this around the room there. Thank you, sir. So sometimes if I want to support healthy sinus function, just keep my sinuses flowing well, I'll take a drop and put it up to the roof of my mouth. It's a great breath freshener, right? Because you lick it and all of a sudden, whoo, yay. It's like one of those Altoids, only very, 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 very strong. Okay, so lavender is the next oil. It is like this, it is probably one of the most used oils all across the world. And it's also one of the most imitated oils all across the world, right? So France exports 3 times more lavender than it grows. And a few years ago, actually, France's population of lavender got wiped out. And it wasn't until Young Living came back with some seeds that we'd saved that they were able to grow true lavender again because it was wiped out by a fungus. So lavender is a very often imitated oil. So you might think of lavender and you think of lavender sachets and you think of lavender on the pillows and that kind of thing is a very relaxing, or maybe lavender bath salts or something like that, right? So a lot of that lavender that's out on the market is not a true lavender. It might be the smell of lavender, but it might actually just be a chemical smell of lavender. So if you like that smell, you'll probably like this smell as well. And do not feel bad if you don't like all of these smells. I didn't like some of these smells in the very beginning. Now I use them all because I know what they do, but I didn't like some of the smells in the beginning. So lavender, I can talk about its aromatic benefits of lavender. So lavender is great for calming and relaxing. It's great for unwinding. You can add a few drops to your nighttime bath. It supports healthy looking skin, and you can even add it to shampoos and lotions and natural skincare products, right? So this is great. We're going to pass lavender around if you want to put some on the back of your hand or something and just rub it in and see how it feels on your skin. If you want to smell it. It's one that I love to put on my forehead, right, and the back of my neck sometimes. Or if I'm feeling a little restless, sometimes I'll put a little bit all over my shoulders, and that just helps me calm down. You can also put some of these oils on your feet. So if you don't like the smell of something, what you can do is just take off your shoes and rub a couple of drops on your foot. Put some socks on and you're good to go, right? So frankincense essential oil is next. And I'm just going to go ahead and pass this around as well. If you come up and get that for me. Thank you. So frankincense, what do you think of when you think of frankincense? Okay, gold, frankincense, and myrrh, right? We teach a class called the Oils of Ancient Scripture because I can't say the other name for it. And frankincense is a key oil. I can tell you frankincense is another one. Then my favorite place to put frankincense is right on the back of my neck. And I also love to smell frankincense. So it is an aromatic topical oil. And it, for me, helps me maintain a positive outlook during the day. It may help optimize healthy skin. So we have it in a lot of our skincare products, actually. Young Living has some skincare products that are infused with essential oils, and frankincense is one of those things. We even have it's called a Boswellia wrinkle cream. Well, Boswellia is just the botanical name for frankincense, right? So you can put frankincense in your own skincare just like you can do lavender. Just make sure it's natural or get Young Living's, right? And maybe if you wanted to add extra, you can put a little extra essential oil in there. I find that my skin just looks so smooth, and I have fairly healthy looking skin, fairly healthy skin anyway, but I do love the sun, right? I could be a sun goddess and just lay out in the sun all day long. And it tends to, right, create problems in the skin. So it really helps me to stay with healthy looking skin. And you can also rub it on your feet just to alleviate nervous tension. So if you're going about your day and something slams you during the day and you start feeling a little jittery, sometimes frankincense can have a calming effect, kind of like lavender does. Frankincense is also one of my favorite oils to use while I'm reading the Bible or praying or meditating. It helps me to spiritually refocus, and there's a whole bunch of reasons for that I can't tell you. There's a whole bunch of reasons why it may have that effect on you, but it is one that I really like to use while I'm praying and scripturally. It was actually diffused in the Holy of Holies, which was the place that the Israelites only got to go in. The priests only got to go in once a year, right, to the Holy of Holies. So they had to be really sure that they were hearing from God properly, right? So that whole chamber was just infused with frankincense. I should have put frankincense on before I started this, shouldn't I? I'm feeling a little bit of nervous tension right now. All right. Copaiba, which is unusual. Usually I do really amazing under stress. It makes me better. All right, so if you feel nervous teaching a class, I'm just saying, right? It's normal. It is okay. If you want to teach about these oils and you're feeling a little bit nervous, just know that I am up here shaking in my boots right now. So even sometimes for those of us that have done this a long time, there are times that we can have our little own nervousness as well. Copaiba. So Copaiba is a very strange name, isn't it? It's in this little brown bottle, and it is one of those oils that is a dietary oil. So you could be taking this every day just as part of your everyday wellness routine. Even on our dietary oils, I am limited somewhat by what I know about them. So I do want to encourage you at the end of this class, we're going to give you some places to go that you can find some good reference material. Even though this may seem a little bit limited to you, there is much more information on essential oils out there. You can Google information and you can get some reference material. So one of the things that Copaiba does is it aids in healthy digestion. How many of you know that our health starts in our gut, right? If our gut is not healthy, the whole rest of our body is not healthy. So keeping this functioning optimally is a good thing. And so just taking a drop or two of Copaiba a day may help aid in that healthy digestion. It supports the body's natural response to injury or irritation. Say that 10 times really fast. Contains caryophyllene, and it's part of our Stress Away blend. Okay, so there's another blend right here, which we'll talk about at the very end, called Stress Away, and Copaiba is in that as well. So whenever these slides say something like, this contains caryophyllene, that's a really good thing to write down on your notepad and just research that. Because it's something that we can't tell you what those things do, but you're free to go out there and research and find out for yourself what those things do. Okay, everybody's favorite lemon oil, right? Lemon just makes you happy. Don't you just take a regular lemon and you smell it and it makes you happy? Or an orange, just all those citrus oils, they just seem to make me happy, right? Well, lemon oil is a dietary oil. And before I pass it around, which you are very on the spot there, thank you very much. So I have a balloon right here, and we are going to do an experiment and teach you a little bit about biology. Oh. Biology class, right? You're having flashbacks right now. I know you are. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so I wanted you to picture this as one of the cells in your body. We have 100 trillion cells in our body. That's quite a few cells. And each of them, say, they look like this. Not pink. For you boys, your cells are blue. Just kidding. Okay, and on each cell are receptor sites. Now, receptor sites are a little lock and key system for nutrients. So, when the body is hungry for a nutrient, this is in very simple terms, it calls out for that nutrient. Say it wants estrogen or testosterone. It says, hey, I need estrogen, I need testosterone. And like a little magnet system, it pulls that nutrient to it. And when that nutrient gets to the cell, it goes right to the receptor site and it sits in there. As soon as the receptor site says, okay, you're the right one, your estrogen or testosterone or whatever, or your vitamin C or your whatever, it'll go right into the cell, right? However, we live in a pretty toxic world today, do we not? We have cleaning products that are toxic. We're exposed to toxic petrochemicals every day. We drive down the road. We're sucking in gas fumes. We fill up. We're sucking in gas fumes. We paint our house. We're sucking in petrochemicals and fumes from the paint, right? Even in your dashboard, when you get in your car, you know how the dashboard heats up and you have petrochemicals coming off of the dashboard of your car when it's hot in the summertime. It's a good idea to roll your windows down or keep your doors open before you get in so you don't suck all those in. But what happens with those is the scientists call some of them xenoestrogens, and they have other names for them, and they actually go in and they plug up these receptor sites. So now this cell is hungry. It's starving for nutrients, right? Help me, help me. But its receptor sites are clogged up. Something is gumming up the works of this receptor sites, and that happens to be sometimes other things, but most of the time petrochemicals, okay? So people ask me all the time, how fast do essential oils work in the body, right? And I say, well, they work about that fast, okay? So I'm going to do one other little experiment for you. This is a styrofoam cup, right? This is made out of petrochemicals. And I want to demonstrate for you because you're going to go out there in the world and you're going to have people on the internet tell you all kinds of crazy things like, if you drink lemon oil, it's going to melt your kidneys. You put it on your tongue and it'll eat a hole in your tongue, okay? You're going to hear all kinds of weird things out there. So I want to show you, I want to take this internally, right? Because it's an internal oil. So I just licked it off my hand. I still have my tongue, right? So it's safe enough for me to put right in my mouth and stick right on my tongue, but it's powerful enough. This is a little piece of styrofoam cup. Anybody know how long it takes for styrofoam to disintegrate in the environment?
Forever.
Forever, right? Long time, longer than we will ever be here. So this is how powerful it is. This is a little piece of styrofoam cup, and I just put about 2 drops of lemon oil on it, and we're just going to pass it around the room. It'll probably be all the way eaten up by the time it gets over here. So these are powerful. That's why most people like to take a little bit of citrus oil in their water every day, just to support their overall general health, right, in this toxic world that we live in. And I do love citrus oils. We actually have, in this kit, it's lemon, but there's lemon and lime and tangerine and grapefruit, and you can pick your own favorite flavor, right? My favorite flavors right now are lime and grapefruit. I'm craving lime and grapefruit. So I put that in my drinks and sometimes even, you know, in my tea or whatever it is that I'm drinking. All right, now we can pass the lemon oil around. And if you're feeling brave, you can just open up your mouth and drip it right in there, right? It kind of tastes like a lemon peel though, so just so you know, it is from the peel, it is not from the lemon. So it's going to taste like a lemon peel, like you just licked a lemon. So lemon oil's many applications make it one of the most useful oils to have on hand. It's great for seasoning all kinds of seafoods and veggies and beverages and desserts. All of our citrus oils are. My girls love to make our own whipped cream, right? So they get that nice heavy organic whipping cream, and they love to put essential oils in there like lemon, or if they're making a lemon meringue pie, or lime if they're making a key lime pie, and then put a little bit of whatever your favorite sweetener is in that whipping cream, and oh my goodness, it is the brightest flavor on the planet. So, and of course lemon goes well with seafood, right? So you can use these in cooking. And all kinds of whatever it is that you're wanting to add a lemon flavor to. You can make your own lemonade with just some lemon oil and a sweetener. It's also in Thieves and Citrus Fresh and many other blends. And of course Citrus Fresh is an aromatic blend that has all of these citrus oils in it that you can just diffuse that blend. So that's really nice. So this is the blend. When I first started using oils, my sister said, I said, well, what do I get, sis? And she said, you need to get that kit thing, and then be sure to get Digize, Melrose, and RC were the 3 that she told me to get because they weren't in the kit at that time. And so now Young Living has just changed their kits a few months ago, and now Digize is in the kit. So you don't have to buy this separately from the kit. You get it right from the get-go, which is wonderful. So if you think of Digize, think of digestion, right? This is a dietary oil, and it's great. So I can tell you for this one that it's great to support healthy digestion. So anything from top to bottom in the digestive system. There's many oils in this. So let's see if I can name them all off here if I wrote them down. Okay, so this blend has ginger, anise, fennel, peppermint, tarragon, lemongrass, patchouli, and juniper. That is a lot of essential oils. So these are the ones that Young Living went through and studied and found would be the best overall to support a healthy digestion. So some people like to just use peppermint. And if just peppermint feels like it's doing it and you're happy with your optimal digestion, great. And maybe if that one's not the best for you, maybe Digize would be one. The smell of Digize may be not so pleasant for some, and others may really love it. So we're going to start passing that around this way. Supports a healthy digestive system, it supports a healthy bowel function, and supports healthy intestinal flora, right? It's also a great one to take with you traveling. When you're traveling overseas or you're traveling across the border, this is a great one to take with you. PanAway. I love PanAway. You want to know why I love PanAway? Why? I love PanAway because it smells like root beer. And I love root beer. So if you don't like root beer, you might not like PanAway. I can't tell you why PanAway is called PanAway. Just can't. So this one's not going to make a whole lot of sense, especially under the new guidelines that we're under. But PanAway has a very stimulating aroma. It is an aromatic topical oil. If you'll notice on the screen, all of my dietary oils are starred so that I can, so this one's not starred, so I cannot talk about its dietary, I can only talk about its aroma. But it has a stimulating aroma, and it has a popular combination of wintergreen, helichrysum, clove, and peppermint essential oils. And this was actually formulated by Gary Young himself in the very beginning of his essential oil journey. This was, I think, maybe the first blend he ever put together was PanAway. It's, if you have a long day, right, and you come home and you want a really soothing foot massage, this is it. It is great to put on maybe after, rub it on after exercise or sometimes even before exercise. This is a great blend to put on. I like to put it on my hands sometimes. If my hands are I just like to put it on my hands, right? I can't tell you why. That's the place I like to put it. Because it smells like root beer. So it contains menthol, eugenol. Okay, so when we talk about these individual ingredients, again, just saying you might want to write these down or look them up in some kind of reference material, because each of these has a function, and we just can't tell you what they are. Don't you love our government? We love you, FDA. You're great. You're beautiful. Come get some essential oils. All right. Okay, so PanAway, we'll pass that around this way too.
You're confusing us by changing direction.
By changing direction? I'm sorry.
We had a system.
We had a system? I thought these guys got it first for part of it, so you guys could get it first for part of it.
But we had a system, and now we're confused.
I'm sorry. For all of my organized people that I have just confused, my greatest apologies. Okay. So RC is the next blend. I'll pass the next one over there, right? Will that confuse you even more now? Okay. RC, I can't tell you what that stands for either. But I can tell you this. If you take a bit of RC, it is a topical aromatic oil, and you just rub it on your chest, right? This is a great place that I love to put RC. I love to put it on my chest. Sometimes I like to put it right here. This topical oil. And if you put RC right there, you will just have an experience with it, right? And then you'll know. You will know what it does. So I love these oils because you can know what they do by just using them. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to be a chemist to know what all of those terms are, although if you are a chemist and you want to know, that's kind of fun. You can just put them on and experience them, and your body will tell you what it is that is happening, and you will feel like you're walking in this amazingly optimal, healthy life. So anyway, this contains limonene. Key, write that down. Rub on your feet, chest to uplift or inspire, and you can even rub it on your feet before bed for an atmosphere of comfort. So RC is an invigorating blend of pure essential oils including spruce, cypress, and 3 varieties of eucalyptus. and it's very relaxing when used in massage. It's got eucalyptus globulus, eucalyptus radiata, eucalyptus citridoria. It's got myrtle, spruce, peppermint, pine, lavender, marjoram, and cypress. Tons of essential oils in this blend. This blend can also be used in place of aroma seas in Young Living's raindrop technique. So if you're somebody that went to the raindrop class or knows or wants to know how to do raindrop, just know that sometimes it may be appropriate and the person may want to use RC instead of aroma seas. Okay? Now Thieves is everybody's favorite blend. I mean, I could just hold up Thieves and I should get a big round of applause. Woohoo, right? Just the bottle of Thieves. Because people might not know Young Living, as Skyla always says, but they know Thieves. You might say Young Living, they go, what? And you go, Thieves. Oh, I've heard of Thieves, right? I know about Thieves. Because this is a brand name. So Thieves is so popular as an essential oil that it is also in all of these products up here, right? So we'll talk about this first and then we'll talk about those. Thieves essential oil is a blend of clove, cinnamon, lemon, eucalyptus, and rosemary, so it has 5 oils in it. It's actually patterned after some 15th century thieves who used to rob the bodies of the dead and the dying, and these are oils that they rubbed on themselves and or herbs that they used at that time, right? This different oils have come down through the centuries as have been in that blend that these 14th, 15th century thieves used. So this is a legendary, one-of-a-kind blend that was created after those thieves. It was kind of named for those individuals. When taken internally, Thieves supports a healthy immune function. It includes eucalyptus radiata essential oil, which may help maintain a healthy respiratory system when taken as a dietary supplement. And Thieves is an ideal complement to any daily wellness regime. So you could put 2 or 3 drops in a capsule and swallow this to support your immune system. You could put a few drops of Thieves essential oil in your tea or your water, right? You can make a hot drink out of it with a little bit of honey. That's kind of nice sometimes. You can take it in Young Living's case, and I usually have it up here, so I'm sorry I don't, but they have taken Thieves and oregano and citronella, and they've put it in a capsule for you. So if you don't want to mess with getting maybe oils on your hands or something while you're putting a capsule together, we have a product called Inner Defense, which is for the winter time or anytime you just want to have the support of a healthy immune system. So we're going to pass this around. Strongest, you'll probably note the clove and cinnamon flavor. Here you go. Now it's coming to you. I've already messed it up, so I might as well just keep going, right? You and you and you and you. Yes, I like to see an Isa fit.
It's not pretty.
It's not pretty, uh-oh. It also includes the naturally occurring constituent D-limonene and eucalyptol, and it includes cloves, which were traditionally used as a spice and flavoring for food. So this was one of my favorite blends when I got first started with Young Living, was Thieves. I felt like I already had gained some pretty great health from just eating naturally and getting rid of all the chemicals and all the junk out of my life. And then when I started using Thieves, I felt like my health just went to that whole next level, right, of good to great. That was very exciting. So it's so popular that they also have it in this little mint, sort of. What would you call this? What is it called? Mint, a Thieves mint, right? So these little Thieves mints. You can also get it in a hard lozenge. So I love these in the wintertime. You know how when you're sleeping and you get the dry mouth in the wintertime, everything's so dry. So I love Thieves for that, those lozenges. It's in a mouthwash. It's in a hand soap. We have toothpaste with Thieves in it, right? So this one is actually designed for like the handles of carts and whatnot. And it's also designed for potty seats. You can spray it on potty seats. It's called a Thieves spray. So this also is a great little spray to, as you're spraying, it's small. You can stick it in your purse. You can stick it in your pocket, wherever you want to go with this.
If the pools too, like if you walk in the bathrooms or whatever without any flip-flops.
If you walk in the bathrooms without flip-flops or that type of thing. So this is designed for that. Now I'm going to step aside a little bit here. And I'm going to show you a couple of products that are brand new, which we are all really rocking excited about. This is Thieves laundry soap. We cherish this, right? This is a lovely thing. This is super, super concentrated. So you just need a half of a cap. For regular washers and high efficiency, you just need a quarter of a cap. Tiny little bit in your washer. So this little tiny jug will do 64 loads in a high efficiency washer, right? That's crazy good. So we're very excited about this Thieves laundry soap. We also just came out with the Thieves dishwashing soap, right? This rocks. How many of you guys have tried this yet? Oh my gosh, what do you think?
I'll never go back.
Yeah, it is incredible. I don't know how or what they did to it, but this cleans, like your dishes feel cleaner than they have ever felt before. And I am not just, that's not a marketing thing, right? I'm not just telling you that to make you buy this, because I am very particular about cleanliness, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can really tell a difference. Because, you know, they come out with this thing and you go, is it really going to be that much better? But no, it really is that much better. It is awesome. And then a Thieves fruit and veggies wash and spray. So as you know, there's all kinds of stuff on our food that we want to wipe away or soak away. So you can actually soak your fruits and vegetables in this, and it has Thieves in it as well. And just you soak them for a minute or two and then rinse them off. Or if you're on the go and you just have an apple or one little piece of fruit that you want to clean, you just take off the cap here, spray it on your fruit, wipe it off. You don't have to actually wash it off, right? So this is an instant one that you can do on the go, which is lovely. So again, small little thing you can take with you. I do encourage everyone to purchase organic food. I don't know if you've seen the video with the little Swiss study where they had a family that had been eating regularly, and then they had took away all of their food and gave them all organic food, but they measured the pesticide levels in their bodies before and after, and it was crazy. All right, so before it was really high, and then afterwards their pesticide levels had already fallen in just like a 2-week period of time. So those combined chemicals, we do not know what they would do in the body, but we do know that many of the chemicals that we're using are carcinogens, which means they cause cancer and other things that we don't even know, because a lot of our chemicals are not even tested. So just cautionary, I would love as you get going on your health journey that you would begin to start purchasing organic food as frequently as you possibly can in replacement of conventional food. All right, what did I not say? May help maintain healthy intestinal flora. And I think I've talked everything else about this Thieves and the Thieves stuff here. Okay, so this is the Thieves product line that we just went over. Oh, there's also Thieves Dentifloss. So if you dentifloss your teeth, which hopefully all of you do, I really love this. It's got the Thieves right in it. Those are our new products. And then Purification. So 3 cheers for Purification, woohoo, which has been out and is now back. So occasionally Young Living will actually run out of an essential oil blend. Occasionally we'll run out of a single oil. And what you need to know about that is that we choose to only provide the best to you. And because these are natural plants and these grow, and it takes a harvest season sometimes we have a crop failure in one particular part of the world. For a while we were out of blue tansy. When I first started with Young Living 8 or 9 years ago, we were out of helichrysum, which is one of the things that's in PanAway, for about 1.5 years. As every batch of helichrysum we got in and we tested, we weren't growing it at the time, so we were relying on other people who were distilling it with us, and that wasn't up to quality, right? So we just didn't have it. Now other companies during that 1.5 year time had helichrysum, we did not. Now we're actually growing our own helichrysum on our farm in Croatia. So hopefully we'll never be out of helichrysum again. But Purification is a blend of, I don't have these down in my head, can you tell that? Citronella, lemongrass, lavandin, which is different from lavender and has its own applications. They are not interchangeable, by the way. Rosemary, tea tree, and myrtle, and includes the naturally occurring compounds of cineol, nerol, and geraniol. So you can add purification to animal sense products to moisturize the skin and help improve the appearance of healthy looking skin, or apply it topically to enjoy the outdoors annoyance-free. It can help maybe neutralize some odors. So one of the ways I like to use purification is take a few drops of purification and put it in a glass bottle with some water. Now that we have the Young Living Thieves dish soap, you could put a little drop of Thieves dish soap into it to emulsify it into the water, or if not, you could put some Epsom salts in it to help emulsify the oils, because you know oil and water don't mix, so otherwise they'd sit on the top. And then I just close this back up, and I can spray this either in a room. I like to keep this in the potty area, right? So I like to, for smells in the bathroom, when somebody's gone to the potty. I love, it is so safe, right, that I can spray it right on my face, spray it on my arms, I can spray it on my babies, I can spray it on my dogs and my cats, or whoever I want to spray it on if we all want to enjoy the outdoors annoyance-free, or if we want to get rid of certain smells or odors. You can also diffuse it maybe in a musty basement or some other, has some other smell that you are uncomfortable with. We mix it into our we mix in some baking soda in a jar, and then we sprinkle that jar that's had purification in our kitty litter box, right, to help mask the smell of the kitty litter. So tons of ways that you can use purification. This is a topical oil and an aromatic oil. That is the way most of us have used it always in the past anyway. Anybody have any other? It may also reduce the appearance of blemishes. You can put it on a cotton ball, right, and put it in stinky shoes. And of course you could do this with many of these aromatic topical oils. So I like to put it on a cotton ball, put it in stinky shoes, and seal the shoes up like in a garbage bag or a Ziploc baggie. And wow, that is amazing. So if you have a pair of shoes that smell doesn't seem to want to go away, that's a great way to do it. All right, so now we have this blend called Stress Away. So you can use these in those ways. It's very relaxing. It supports a healthy response to stress. Obviously, it's called Stress Away. It supports a positive attitude. It reduces mental rigidity. It may help soothe nerves and may be supportful of restful sleep. So this blend is just a natural solution created to combat the normal stresses that creep into everyday life. Stress Away is the first product to contain the unique stress-relieving combination of lime, vanilla, and pure therapeutic-grade essential oils. It also includes Copaiba and Lavender to reduce mental rigidity and restore equilibrium. All right. So who should use lime? Who should use this? Individuals looking for a sense of relaxation, those looking to calm nerves in tense situations, individuals who are easily agitated by their surroundings. How many of you are just like, that's me, that's me, that's me, that's me? So you can generously apply on wrists or neck as needed, or diffuse. Maybe you could take the cap off of this roll-on and rub it on your chest, right? Me, need to rub it in. Am I shiny? Doesn't matter, it's going to stay shiny for a while. For some reason, this Stress Away just makes me all shiny. Probably because I rub a ton of it on, right? So I do have a Stress Away story that I can tell you. How about if I pass this one this way, Isa? And then I'm going to pass this one this way. There you go. All right, so I can tell you a compliant Stress Away story. I can't tell very many stories anymore that I feel are following the rules, but this one I can. So my friend Britta and I were in an airport in Chicago, right? We had just flown in from Michigan. We were on our way to Iowa. We were supposed to catch a connecting flight, but there was a person of notoriety in the airport, and so all of the flights had been gotten mishmashed, and everybody's flights were canceled or delayed, and everybody was missing their connecting flights. And it was Iowa State Fair time, right? So there were no flights into Des Moines from Chicago. But we all thought we'd stand in line and try anyway, right? So you had these long lines snaking through the airport. And Stress Away had just come out, so we were eager to try this, and we were rubbing it on ourselves, of course, because we were a little stressed, trying to figure out how we were going to get home. And then the little girl behind us said, can I please borrow your phone? I need to call my mom and dad, and they don't know I'm here, and I'm not sure how they're going to drive, or where I'm going to meet them. She was a little shaky, you know, so we said, hey, would you like to try this stuff? It's called Stress Away. And tell us what you think, you know, and are you into it? It's all natural. And she's like, yeah, I'm really into natural stuff. And so she put it on and borrowed our phone, and it seemed to help her a little bit. You know, she wasn't too shaky, but it seemed to help her a little bit. And then my friend Britta said, Sonya, get that one over there. So I turned around and I looked over to the counter where there was a lady standing there in line just sobbing. And I mean, not just sobbing like guttural sobs, right? Just, you know, and tears streaming down her face. And she had a little 2-year-old in her arms. And so I went over to her and I said, you know, oh, honey, are you going to be okay? And, you know, I mean, I don't know, you know, you probably missed somebody or you missed your flight. And she goes, I said, were you going to see somebody special? She goes, no, just my husband. And I said, well, has it been a long time, you know, since you've seen him, honey? And she goes, no, but I really miss him. So I said, you know, I don't know why these things happen. God has a plan. There's always a way, you know, you know, would you like to try this stuff? It's called, you know, it's for stress, and you can, or I mean, you never know if you want to touch people, you know, give it to people and let them do it themselves. And so she goes, you can, but it's not gonna help. So we kind of, you know, rolled some on up here and around where we could reach where the little baby had, you know, around where the baby was sitting. And it was amazing that you could see her visibly go from those guttural sobs to, and then you know how it is with your children, right? And they just let out that one, and they're done. And that's exactly the stages she went through. In about a, I don't know, 3 to 5 minute time period, you could just see her calming all the way down, right? And we think it was her brother and her dad that were standing over to the side, and they were like, thank you. Because they didn't know what to do with her, I don't think, right? What a lovely experience that was to just have something in our arsenal, right, that we could bless somebody with. And that lady will never remember who I am unless she watches this video. In which case, mwah, thank you for experimenting with me. She may never know who I am, but she will always remember that lady in the airport who rubbed something on her. And I guarantee you those smells that are linked to our memory will always have a calming effect on her because of this situation. Now, we saw her a little later in the airport, and she was just fine, right? She didn't get wrought up again. She was able to contain herself. So for those situations where you already know ahead of time going into it that it's going to be stressful, this would be a great thing to put on ahead of time. Or if you get in a situation and you go, oh my gosh, this is more stressful than I thought it was going to be. So those temporary situations like that, this is a great option just to have with you. Essential oils made me feel powerful. They made me feel empowered, right? Because now I felt like I had a way to keep my family in health and even maybe address just minor little things here and there, occasional things that happen, that I didn't have any tools to do that before. I was in natural health, so I worked with minerals and vitamins and all of that kind of stuff, which Young Living has as well. But this was a whole different animal. It was a whole different animal. So just from an emotional perspective, this is a really wonderful thing to have with you. Okay, so there are some flex oils. So when you get a kit right now, they're all the oils that we talked about. But like we said, occasionally Young Living may be out of an oil or two for a short period of time until that harvest comes in or the new batch is ready. So when those occasions do happen, Young Living will replace those in the kit with these flex oils, which are lemongrass, aroma ease, orange, tea tree, and what am I missing? Citrus fresh, right? So these are the ones that they will be replacing in the kit should something ever happen and we need to do that. Now we threw out some packs earlier, which you guys didn't get to see on the video, but we threw out packs of a drink called Ningxia Red. And we like to at least mention this because how many of you know that we should eat 5 to 9 fruits and vegetables a day? Almost everybody. How many of you do it? Almost nobody. We have a few very good ones in here that are eating that much. So we know that this is what it takes to give us a healthy body, right? But most of us aren't doing this every day. So Ningxia Red combines this extraordinary wolfberry superfruit, right, with 100% of pure essential oils and a powerful kind of like whole body nutrient infusion. So helping to fill in those nutritional gaps is what I feel like this really does. So when our body is given what it needs, the right nutrition, and we are eating these healthy, or we're juicing or whatever, we feel amazing, right? When we're eating healthy, if you've done that. And that's kind of how most people feel on Ningxia Red. So the wolfberry has often been sought after as, it's one of the most researched berries on the planet. And it is actually called China's national treasure. They give it to the Olympic athletes there. They feel like that's what gives them their edge. It's very high in chromium, so you can look chromium up. It supports normal cellular function. It supports a good health, overall health and wellness. It supports a normal immune response. It helps maintain normal eye health. Provides D-limonene, which is a powerful antioxidant. Supports healthy weight management combined with a healthy diet and physical activity. It supports healthy joints and muscles, and on and on and on, right? Every system in our body is supported when we give it the right nutrients. So that would be musculoskeletal, neurological, blah, 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 blah. It would support every system in the body because it's just power-packed with nutrients. So one of my favorite ways to drink this is, with this right here. This is a little tube. It's called Ningxia Nitro. And if you think of an energy drink, a cognitive energy drink, that's what this is for, like an energy drink for your brain. So I like to put a little bit of Ningxia Nitro in with my Ningxia Red and a couple lime and grapefruit. You put the lime in the Ningxia and you drink it all up. So this is good. Ningxia Nitro combines 100% pure therapeutic grade essential oils with the powerful ingredients to lift mental clarity and focus while also providing a surge of energy when needed. Its primary benefits are increasing mental fitness, cognitive alertness, and physical acuity. It enhances athletic performance and endurance, and it boosts energy as well as serves as a daily pick-me-up. It does have, I believe, 40 milligrams of naturally occurring caffeine. This is not the kind of caffeine generally that gets you jittery, because regular caffeine does that to me, and this does not do that whatsoever. It just gives me that sustained energy that I need during the day. And let me tell you something, if you have children or grandchildren, please introduce them to this right here. Because what is happening out today is that in the energy drink world, kids are taking these drinks and they're drinking too many, and they're dying. Our kids are having heart attacks in schools and all kinds of stuff from drinking too many energy drinks. So not only are they getting that high amount of caffeine in the energy drink, but they're getting tons of sugar, and their little bodies just can't handle it, right? So there have been a couple of people tell me that children at their middle schools have had to have the paddles applied to them in the school because they crashed from too many of those drinks, right? This has happened. It's happening out there. So you need to know about it and introduce your children to something natural and teach them the why behind why we're switching over to something new, so they won't be tempted to go back to that. Okay. So there's so much more about essential oils that we could tell you. There's so much more about the other products Young Living we could tell you. But what we do just want to give you this brief kind of overview today of what Young Living is, what essential oils are, and how to get started if you choose to get started with essential oils. I always tell people, usually by this time when we're doing some kind of a presentation, you know already if this is something that is for you or not, right? So if you're not sure at this point, then please don't think about getting essential oils quite yet. We want you to be sure, right? We don't want your oils sitting on a shelf somewhere going to waste, and you thinking of me as, oh, that's the lady that, you know, there's the $150 little kit that I bought that is sitting in my garage or my closet or my bathroom. I don't need that kind of energy back on me, right? So if you're not sure, please do not start using oils quite yet. Wait until you're sure. But if you have already been feeling pulled towards essential oils while we've been talking and you're smelling these and you're going, man, this sounds great. I would really love to have a natural health boost and have this alternative way of lifestyle, then this might be for you, right? So there's two ways that you can get these from Young Living. I am not an oil salesman, and the person that invited you here probably, or invited you to the video, is not an oil salesperson. So we don't have a stock of oils in our house that you buy from us, or we don't knock on your door and say, what do you want to order this month, right? We just help you get your oils right from Young Living. That's all we do. So we help you get them at our price. So you can do one of two things. You can either go into Young Living's website and be a retail customer. And in that case, the little kit of everyday oils, which I'm not even sure this one is available, but there is a different everyday oil kit that's available. And you can get that kit of 10 oils. I believe it's about $163 if you included everything with that. And that would be just as a customer, so you're paying a retail price. Or you can get their starter kit, and what I consider to be like a kind of a Sam's Club Costco membership, right? Where you get a wholesale membership so that you can get this at my cost. And if you do that, you get what equivalates to a lifetime wholesale membership with Young Living, right? All that you need to be able to continue to purchase wholesale from Young Living is to place a 50 PV order in a 1-year period of time. How many of you think if you started using oils you could do that? Yeah, it's so easy, like a Thieves and a Peppermint. That would do it right there, right? So just replacing the oils that you're running out of is easily, that happens so much. So in this, you get this kit of oils, which contains all of these that we talked about today. I'll try to swing around there. Okay, so that comes in this beautiful little kit right here. You also get inside here, we're going to open underneath the box, right? Your Stress Away comes in here. And then you get some packets of Ningxia Red, and you get some sample bottles with these cute little love it, share it things for the various oils. And let me tell you, once you start using essential oils, you are going to want to share it with some friends. So this is very helpful because that way you don't have to give your whole bottle away. You can just give a few drops away to somebody and let them try it to see if they like it and it works for whatever it is, whatever purpose they wanted it to work for. And then you also have these little samples, which are great, and some little cards in here, and you get an extra roller ball. So I love these because I have roller balls on some of my favorite oils so that I don't waste any, right? I don't even want it on my fingers. If I want it at a particular place, I don't want to waste a drop of oil. So I love those roll-ons. It also has a little guides in here and some paperwork telling you how to use essential oils, etc. So you get that, and you get this dewdrop diffuser, or you can pick a home diffuser. Now tonight, I only have the dewdrop diffusers here with me. So I do have a few kits here that have this. But if you go online, you can order either this or the home diffuser, which looks like this one, only it's purple. You can either become a customer and get just this everyday oil kit for about $163, or you can get all of this for $160. All right? Now there is a program, and I am all about getting my stuff at the least expensive I possibly can. I ran a health food co-op for years so that I could help other people get their food at the least expensive cost that they could possibly get it. So I really love this program. So if you start using Young Living's oils and you start using some of their supplements, and maybe you buy some shampoo or some toothpaste or some skincare, etc., and you say, you know what, I'm using quite a bit of these products, I think this is a great thing right here. This is their Essential Rewards program, and they actually, it's like a frequent flyer or a frequent customer kickback program. So when you order on their Essential Rewards program, they actually begin kicking you back 10% when you very first start, all the way up to 20% after a year in your 13th month. So this is very powerful because every month you're building up a little store of free points, we call them, free Essential Rewards points that you can spend on product. And any product whose PV is the same as its price, which is the majority of them. So you get easy monthly shipments, you get discounted shipping, you get exclusive bonuses, you get Essential Rewards points and earn free product credits. So you can take advantage of these special, they have all kinds of little special packages that they have put together just for Essential Rewards, so they're a little bit of a discount on the normal price of those products. So if you wanted to get Ningxia Red and you said, you know what, I don't eat healthy right now, I probably should be supplementing with some other whole foods, etc. So you could get your Ningxia Red every month on this Essential Rewards, and it would be the least expensive. So I want to go backwards to this Ningxia and Thieves kit. There's some people who say, I just want to start with essential oils, and there's some people who say, you know what? I think I recognize that I've been living a pretty toxic lifestyle. I probably have some of that triclosan and some of the other things that you're talking about in my home. Wouldn't it be great to just clean that all out right away, right? And I know I don't eat good, so wouldn't it be great to just begin supplementing and giving your body what it needs now? So there are some other starter kits that you can get too. There's a Ningxia Red starter kit, and there's actually a Thieves starter kit that includes the Thieves cleaner and a lot of the other Thieves products. It doesn't have these ones in it yet, but hopefully we'll get a whole package of those coming soon. So you can start with any. You can start with 1, 2, or 3 of the packages of products. So and then you also have the option, if you're a wholesale member, you have the option, you don't have to, but you can refer others to Young Living. So most of us do network marketing every day. Like, we talk to other people and we tell them, oh, this is a good restaurant, or this is a good hairdresser, or this is a good clothes shop, right? It's just that we don't get paid to do that. But Young Living, being the kind of company they are, wants to reward people for sharing Young Living. So when you refer somebody to Young Living, they use your number and they're tracked for you for life. So you get a small percentage of everything that they purchase for lifetime through this compensation plan, if you choose to participate in that particular part of it. So they use your referral number, you can receive some thank you checks, and for those that choose to build a little bit of team, it's a lifetime residual income on all of the purchases of your referred members. So if you love it, most of us are going to share it, which I do. I actually did not want to share Young Living in the beginning, but you know what? The oils were so amazing that I didn't have a choice. I had to share because I was just compelled to, right? I ended up starting to give out samples of stuff, and I wanted to know if it worked for other people like it worked for me. And I can tell you honestly, this is one of the easiest things that I have ever done. I have been in network marketing before. I've been in some really hard companies. I've been in some companies that didn't work at all. And I didn't ever want to do this again. So this had to be a real God thing that I began to share Young Living, and I began to get my oils paid for. I always say there's 3 types of people. Those who pay to use their oils, those who get their oils paid for, and those who get paid to use oils. So you can be either one of those 3, and that is fine. So it's easy as 1, 2, 3. You can enroll, and in your little folders that you have in front of you, you will find a little enrollment form. And if you're brand new today, and I don't know if the person that brought you here has a kit, I have only 3 kits up here today. But I do carry kits with me. Even though I don't sell oils, I carry kits so that if you are so excited that you do not want to leave today without a kit, I have a kit here for you. And you can take that home, and then we'll order your kit online with Young Living, and we'll just have yours replace ours, right? So that way, you're still ordering from Young Living, we're just replacing that. Because I know when I got essential oils and other people that I shared with, they wanted to try them out immediately. So you can go to some of these places for other reference material, lifesciencepublishing.com, abundanthealthforyou.com, or amazon.com. You can call them and ask them for their best resource material, or go online and search. You can look up information on the Young Living website or blog. There's also a YL search that I did not get up here today. And so you can go on YL search and look for information about essential oils. And you can just Google, right? I mean, my 7-year-old, when she was about 4 years old, I said, you know, I don't know the answer to that question, sweetie. And she goes, Mom, why don't you just Google it? Like, how do you know that at 4 years old, right? So we can just Google it. If there's something that you want to know about essential oils, just do be careful of the source, because not everybody actually knows what they are talking about. So for further research, you can go to youngliving.com. You will have, if you enroll with Young Living and you get your own account with Young Living, you will have what we call a virtual office, that you will be able to go in and track your own orders and see when they've shipped. There's tons of information in that virtual office about how to use oils, how to share oils, all kinds of documents. So that will be very helpful for you if you play around in there. And there's also a ningxiared.com site. So you can go there to learn a little bit more about Ningxia Red. So we're going to leave it with this. And I just want to say that I am so honored that you all took your time out tonight to be here and to learn about essential oils. I hope this was valuable for you, and that this was honoring your time as well. And we will stay around afterwards to answer questions and get you whatever it is that you need to move on to make that next decision, whatever that happens to be. So thank you for your time tonight and have a great evening.